Good morning, Australia. And good afternoon, folks. Evening, wherever you happen to be in the world. Let me get the mic where it seems to work better. Right, I don't know what I just did. Loaded YouTube up. Unloads YouTube. Right, switched around a bit. Let me try that again. Hi, you folks. It's the 13th day, 5th month, 2022. What we're looking at here is a circulation going on off the coast of Australia. We have, let's see what the wind currently is. Accumulation of wind. I don't want accumulation of wind. I just want wind. So that's pretty hefty winds. 44 is, we're just getting on the edge of a tropical cyclone strength here on this edges. And as we go in the middle, we have reached tropical cyclone strength. So we can call this a tropical cyclone now. The beam did, like I said, give the curveball straight on in to the Bundaberg. And looks like she's taking aim for here to here again for another reason. I'll show you that in a moment. Why not? And the moment is now. So here is your for your immediate day's weather plan. I'm going to do you a quick 24 hours, and then I'm going to talk about what's coming, because this is some really weird things going on pressure-wise, and I'll discuss those then. So I'm going to let this roll while I have my big yak attack. Gimpy, I hear you guys had a very rough day yesterday. I've seen some of your filming. If you're planning on going out to places, you want to check about roads, bridges, things have occurred. Now, as you can see here, from what I understand, there's supposed to be some protesting going on again. And I've been documenting the consistent storming of the areas of the state capitals. And again, it's a rainy, horrendous winds. It's going to be very dangerous with the storm surge actually associated with this because of these winds. And look where the channel, it's right now, it's the perfect position to send water up the channel and right into where? Rainbow Beach. So we're going to be watching this. There's going to be some backups through here. Dangerous day ahead for you tomorrow. Look at the amount of lightning they're predicting. Imagine being able to predict the lightning bolts and how many of them they're going to be and how strong they are. But you can't give me a clear image of the cloud when I go like this. Satellite. Right? No clear image. They can give me that, but they can tell me that. Well, there's your wind accumulation as well. Okay? 26 knots. Very heavy winds. And as winds go through mountain passes, they'll increase. And as they come out of mountain passes, they'll drop pressure, which also will fuel storms. Right? So if you hear that excuse coming up, that's 100% correct. It has to do that. That's just how that works. You let me say that often. Now, there's some very heavy winds off the coast here, which is going to make maritime movements very dumb. Now, you go out there in a small dinghy, you're a dinghy, and I will give you your Darwin before you leave. Don't make a rescue crew go out and risk their lives to go get you, all right? That's my mainest advice right now. There's a lot of stuff that's gone on weather-wise here, and you don't know what's flooded, what's gone, right? That's only over the next 12 hours we've got, and evidently that's like the average of what the rain would have been in those spots at that day. Now, again, we've got, let's go for the, you want the accumulation or let's run? Now, this will track south only when this pressure moves, right? I told you about that line. That line went right over the top of Lismore. So what does that mean? You see it? What did I say? Told you that. Anytime people are afraid, they're so worried to get you guys worried about something that they didn't warn you. I did. That pressure line did move because these two are fighting. Again, we got a battle between two highs. And this is a weird low setup here. Look at this one spinning off. It's finally organized enough, but the fact this is even streamering off just makes absolutely no sense. It should be really tight and surrounded by high pressure. So this is very weird. And the only explanation for that is look how low this pressure is. I'm going to teach you pressure movement. And if you learn pressure movement, you can tell the weather. All right? So that one, even that wants to go there. So this is the runner. This one's going to run the show. Right? And it's up and overs of all that moisture that's going to strip off of here into that wind, comes here. All this comes up through here, and all that comes up through here, including what recirculates around out of this storm that has already been down here. Bring that chem back up and around. They do not waste these catalysts that they're putting in the sky, whatever they happen to be, that we deserve an answer, an honest answer, what is up there. You know, particulates. It's not just dust, right? It ain't that much dust to keep that much going. Or geez, I'm not going to go there. Right, look at this heaviness off of the coast of Tassie here. And I'm going to give you yours. Look at that. That's not a little bit. That's every 3 hours. But that's, at least we're not seeing the big number. It's these winds. This is high pressure. The 14 line on this is way up here. Oh, no, that's really low. Pardon me, I got that about backwards. And as this low comes down here, again, that rain line moves down with it. That's why you're seeing these showers pop up, right? And then they're fighting. Now, this high here can pretty much only be generated by a next rod. And it's only one tick up. So I'll be looking for activity from one of their next rod around this area. That would have occurred many hours ago, actually. So the feed won't have it on there that I know of. Sorry, Lismore, you're right in that line of volatility. And these rains are going to be continuous. It's just, here's how much you're getting, and flow with it every 3 hours. Right? That's not a little bit. It's going to keep that. That's too low. That's way too low. Well, let's hope it's that low. I'm going to just say that. Let's just hope. Because as we get down to Byron on that day, no way. I think they're cooking the books again. I don't agree with that. Let's look. All right, I'm going to do a zoom out here. I'm not agreeing. 3-day. Right on Cape Byron. Easternmost mainland point in Australia. We drum the sun down there when they allow us to. This statistic is wrong. Oh, it's in inches. Da-na-na-na. How did that happen? Okay, hang on a minute. I'm going to change my unit here. You're going to see me doing this lag. I don't know which one it wants. Units. We'll put it back in mils. I want to take it all the way on down. I understand altitude and feet, so it's easier for me. Now, fuck it. I have to learn to. Right, animation of wind, normal. Okay, that should do it. Right. Now, there's someone looking right there. That number was way too low. Hey, that would be a way to bust Mr. H's bowls. I'm going to start doing them in inches. Oh, we're going to get a .03? I wouldn't play a game with somebody that bad. It might endanger somebody. Yeah, that's a better stat. That's more realistic. That's what I was saying. You're going to get about 2 centimeters a day. Pretty consistently starting, watch. You know, there's your rain coming sometime in the 24 hours, and then you're going to tick up. Right? You're going to get that, and it's going to be constant. And this is every what that says, that's a total accumulation. No way. It's going to be more than that. We are being lied to again. I'm definitely being lied to. Let's have a look again. Sorry about this. I'm having a live look. You know, I've had to have a little bit of time off. I hadn't hardly slept. Just have to have a rest sometimes. So let's take it back here. I wish I could see your comments, but I can't. Because I'm on this screen that you see. Right. Let's see what they're getting. Now you tell me how I'm getting 0.16 every 3 hours. That's going to be consistent. There's more moisture in this band than they're saying. And as that comes down, here it comes. It ain't going to stop. It's going to just stay like that. And you got some nasties coming. Look, that's all the way 24 hours of that. Real heavy, look. Goldie gets it. Brizzy gets it. Some real heavy sells. You know, during that period, she ain't cooperating. It's a new keyboard and mouse, so maybe that's why. And thank you ever so much for the help at that and the food. I needed it. I was getting, and I do like porridge, but yeah, every meal gets old. You make cookies and all. See what it's doing? It's fucking with me. Okay, that's all right. I'll just leave it be. Well, don't put that right on your state line there, pretty much. You guys are copping, and again, the Northern Rivers area, the Golden Triangle, the most politically beautifully thinking part of Australia, where I think when smarts got sprinkled out on his country, it all landed over here. No, I mean, you know where all the stupid landed? Over here. Just fell. Canberra, where are you? Yeah, it's over here. The whole jar fell out. Right on top of me. That's the stain it left. And it looks like a big, well, you know. Turd. It's a turd burglar. Sorry for the people that live there and all, but you know, you got to clean up the mess in your backyard, literally. All right, you guys, it's just bad, actually. There's a lot of drainage already in these rivers. These things are swollen. These things have, I hear, washouts. So this is not good. Don't be traveling up and down these roads unless you can. Maybe you need to take a boat over to get to your protest. Because don't let them thwart you. Don't die over it. They're killing you. This is fucked up, man. When they do this shit and it's so dangerous a situation, I would normally advise you to stay home, and I'm always going to give you safe advice. Know where you're going. Know how you're going. Okay? Please don't be a statistic of stupid. Don't become another person killed by geoengineers. Okay? You've watched me cover this for years. Now watch what's coming. I'm going to show you this from the beginning, and it's bad. Right, I told you they knocked off the mimic, something from up here, and it kicked it halfway. Well, these islands up here are going to have some terrible storms coming. Not you, Fiji. Through the corridor here. As they did the curveball, when they hit the beam and it went through here, it's spinning a cyclone off up here. It's usually the effect of it. Watch. Watch the kick down. You're going to get two. Here's the first one. And that's the one you're getting now. And another one's going to spin off right behind it as this is coming down the coast. I'm going to bring it to the middle a bit so some of you people in Perth see your weather. Yeah, this is bad. I'm going to go to the islands a bit. They deserve a bit of coverage on this. This is very bad for them. You know, they're in a situation. They're right in the volatile river of moisture. The river of moisture is not the beam itself, okay? Let me show you. I was hearing a bad excuse being given, so I'm gonna show you they're wrong. Oops, what's this? There has been an increase in surrounding cloud and weather modification. We're entitled to opinion, but we will not entertain concepts. Does that mean we settle science? Oh my, who does that? Who settles the Oz cyclone chasers won't entertain concepts of science? Isn't that what science is, Oz cyclone? You are owned. We settle science. Yeah, don't be gatekeeping knowledge. You're a book burner. Right, I'm going to explain this better with using a whole picture. Because I'll explain the basics of how moisture moves in the world. You have to understand the basics. Okay, BOM, get your notepad out. You're going to school. I'm going to school you now. This is the river of moisture. It is a beautiful, beautiful, nourishing, predictable motion. It should go all the way like this. Right around the world. Right around this spot. Now, this line here is the equator. These are your tropical. Your tropic lines will be about here, right? And then, winter lines where it's the solstices lines here, right? Your base. Ooh, look at that beam going up. Bzz. I know, I'll go over that in a minute. That's the river of moisture. If I put anything in the way up here that stops it from traveling, the momentum of it will force it to move one way or another, depending upon the push's direction, right? If it shoves from up here, you're going to move that way. If you shove down here, move that way. If I block in a V shape, I can split it and curl it. And the other day, we seen this. Right now, you're seeing it occur in here, backing up more moisture. And I haven't determined where that storm's going yet, and I'm not going to go into it. And you got some badness happening here in India, right? This is the river of moisture. This is a river of moisture, right? It's a river of moisture, which is being disturbed by electromagnetic frequency, moving it around. This is the tropic zone one. This is moving stuff from up here to down here is a difficult thing. It just tickles it and goes. This should never be flowing backwards. They're predictable flows. The Pineapple Express is up here, by the way. And you ready for this one? Your La Nina current is here. It used to go up the coast. I'm telling you, we used to have this in the United States. It was the big excuse for the droughts over in California. So they changed the excuse again. Suddenly it's over here. Now, this is geoengineering. That ain't got nothing to do with that anymore. This got dammed up from here the other day, and all that moisture from up here is now playing around down here. And they took the chem of this storm and worked it back up and around. They did. I watched them take the storm up. They moved it back around to here, and they're bringing it back out. So maybe the same chem drop is still nucleate rain again. And I'm going to call it chem drop. If it's got something in it that's on the periodic table of chemicals and elements, and it can form into compounds and complex structures, right, it is a chemical. So therefore, if it's making a cloud condensate, it is a chemical trail. That is all. It's not opening up your soda pop and a condensate forms in the air and dissipates. This is in a dust particle in the middle of that cloud. Cut in half a hailstone. Get out with your kid's microscope and look. Put a magnet on it. And should a hailstone have anything in it that sticks to a magnet would be my question. We're waiting for that excuse next. They will. I'm telling you something I already know. Ferrous particles in the air. Carbon nanotubes. Not just graphene oxide, carbon nanotubes. Carbon black. These things are all magnetic. I'm reading your river. So this one's coming to join that one. So all that joins this, and all that's going to fuck your coastline. Yeah, this is very bad. So this is the first storm. That'll be the second. When that meets that backs up, that spins, and in it comes. Okay, let's look and see what they say. I've been sitting outside. Let's have the big view. Okay, we've seen this part. Come on, watch this next curveball. These islands are copping it. Fiji is safe for now, but you're going to get wet when this moves. All of this is electric. If I electrify it here, it comes there. Boy, aren't those storms very evenly spaced? You could almost take a ruler measure that, couldn't you? Why don't you? Look up, look around, question everything. Use your eyes. When things are not told to you, you have to be the scientist. Sometimes things are unknown, and you will yourself have to look into them. There's many, many famous people. Faraday won a Nobel Prize, didn't he? Well, he didn't have a degree. He worked in a library, and he read the books there until he learned them. Here you go. The second one has spawned by Monday. Here's the move. It has to. The flow says so. It's just basics. Things have to give. Whichever is stronger pushes the other. Things running against things that are turning, it'll spin in the direction the other thing is turning, making it spin in the opposite direction, like gears do. Like lenses, light flips when between things. It's a cool thing that happens. It's when spinning things meet, or lenses even. Like you say, I saw two suns. Well, say, did the other sun look like upside down of the other one? Even the cloud and everything? Yeah. Well, you just saw a prism effect. Right, here we go. The fight of the bubble. That takes that one out. That leaves the corridor open to ride it on in. If that'll bubble down a little bit to come with it. This low will come up and over and feed. Oh, this could get interesting, actually. Watch. I love reading pressure maps. I'm sorry. To me, this is me doing my homework right now in front of you. Yeah, a little bit of moisture there for you, Perth. Nestle Pond must have been getting low. You might need to bottle some more. Particles animation. They ain't even calling that wind anymore. Look, I say that's particles. It says it right here on the bottom of my map. See that there? Particles. So if I hit that, will the chem stop? That's wind as well. So the particles moving in the wind is that fast. Huh. I never noticed that before. Boy, is that stalled out. It's because these two are fighting. And here she comes, fucking up your day. Cooper Petey. Yeah, it looks like the Fink's getting ratted on. That looks like a dog. My Imagineering just saw a dog. Look. It's a good dog. Oh. That's a big blast coming up over you guys on Thursday, according to the weather. And that would make sense if the pressure line's there. That lake must be needing some water. Didn't I say that? I'm watching. If it only rains over the lake, man, and your garden's dry, man. Somebody's been at that Acquiesce company buying a weather event. And look into that. You can buy a sunny day. It's for sale in Australia. Absolutely. Last check, it was $250,000 to give an event. Like somebody wants a sunny day wedding picture. Sheesh. So everybody else can cop it with their chem. I'm just looking now because this will all be conjecture-y stuff. Isn't that a cool screen? Isn't that a cool screen? That's not so cool. Uh-oh. I don't even remember. Well, let's roll tape again. I'm just going to keep going with it while that reloads. New mouse. Bzzz, getting fried, getting fried. Puts a big wall up. That ain't going nowhere. Right turn, Clyde. Because they're the chemtrail cowboys. Making trails wherever they nothing, and they don't give a fuck about you. I don't know those exact words. I just mad-libbing it. It's day-night. I don't like day-night. I'll get used to the new mouse. It's a bit faster. Okay. Now you do your bit. And we'll look at some of your worldview imagery. There's a mighty weird looking line coming off your country today, isn't it? Or is that yesterday's image? Oh, yours isn't in yet today. It'd be over here. We're still over there. And I went over that image yesterday. So I'm not going to do that again. This one had the horrendousness. No, I didn't go over this image. All right, let's have a look. Radelaide. Bzzz. Getting fried, getting fried. Lots of plumes over the top of you there through... Fucking hell, would you look at the gilt? Look at this shit. Evenly spaced something pluming off. Boom, 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 go the plumes. We got some more EMF. Bzzz, rumbled fish. All getting all cooked over here. Anybody got headaches? No energy? Stomach aches? Feeling vomitation? At the sight of this crap, that's for sure. This is sickening. But that's not that sickness mix. It's not the same. That's that one I worry about the most. And when I see that, I pointed it out, and I pointed it out. I seen it 5 days ago, and I said something. 2 days to count before. Well, the last time I seen it, people started dying 7 days afterwards. So, and they called it a thunderstorm asthma, and I predicted it. I call it chem bomb asthma. We've been calling it the chemtrail flu for years. We have. This community of people that have been fighting the Paris Accords and geoengineering and spraying us. That's mighty square, isn't it? I think the Amazon package being dropped on you. That's the sky is falling, and I'm not Chicken Little. Quite the opposite. Gone with the wind again over here. Fucked. Texas. A little bit assy over Ashford. Look at this shit over the top of you. Square freaking clouds and EMF. And what the hell's the crisscross here making you jump in the center? That's chem bomb going off over the top of you, Ashford. Filled out here with this EMF. It's fucked up, man. Maury got some more again today. Got a radar here to fry that hole open. You know that. Seen it for years. Look at this shit here, this big M in the cloud. No, Nathrak, they're doing some kind of voodoo shit. That was something from that movie Excalibur. My God, would you look at the guild here? Fucking streamers of death over the top of Mungindi. Thalen. Fucking hell. That's kind of a cool looking formation there. That's very interesting. Come on, how long till we can find a day where I could look at the ground here? 2, 3, 4, 5. 5 days before I could see the ground there. It's been a long time since you guys seen this, son. Isn't it? Let's get back on today. Been a long time since any of us seen the sun, and definitely some illuminated thinking got to go on. See that round cloud? That's a chem bomb plume. Look, from the ground it probably will look, oh my God, what a terrible storm we've got here. Cloud looking Milmer in there. That's just chem bomb plumes. Look in the center. You can just make out this circle here. It's a little heavier nucleation of clouds in straight lines and across. And square right here. Just make it out on my screen. I need a monitor. Some of y'all that got a good monitor will see it, though, because it'll send the signal to you correctly. That sends a good signal out, actually. No problem with that. That new computer, it has no problem with it, other than I need a different setup for sending all the signals out to you guys. And I'm going to run multi-screen on you guys. I'm going to have shit set up for you ahead of time. Look at how square it is over here of you in June. It's not even June yet. Not such a merry month this May, is it? In like a lion, out like a lamb my ass. That lamb got teeth this year. Theodore, you have been sprayed like bugs. Microwave popcorn clouds on the low deck, chem bombs on the top. People on the bottom. You're the bottom of the shit sandwich there today, Roma. Look at the microwaves under you here. They cooking your ass. My goodness. Toowoomba. Toowoomba, wait, Toowoomba, wait. Some interesting things coming up there. Well, it's been you've probably been a while since you've seen anything over there, and yeah, I'm gonna behave. There's like a big rectangle cleared out there, huh? That's going to create some flows to feed some storms. Yeah, that's natural. Circle gets a square. Hollywood Squares here, folks. And you're the one that loses every time. Hello, Lismore. Would you like some sun to dry out? Fuck you, say the geoengineers. Warning, warning, warning. They gave you none. At all, till it was too late. And only the people in the tribe that knew about this kind of stuff heeded the warnings I gave. So it's like stupid is as stupid does. If they ridiculed you, will they ridicule you tomorrow? When I tell you 8 days from now, batten down the hatches again, Sydney. You got another one coming. I'm going to give you a good one tonight. Mothras flying in, and that never worked out well with the winds, did it? That was one of its key weapons. And it flew a couple loops out. That's matching one of them flight patterns one of them people showed me. So go on here and grab this. Do your homework. I see it. It's right there. And you guys, I was wondering if those patterns I was seeing, they was looking for minerals. You know, they'll fly patterns to look for what's underneath your house to decide where they're going to direct the laser to burn your house out in the season. Because all this stuff is fire accelerants. All these nanometallics that are streaming to ground, they catch on fire very quickly. All of them are the ingredients you would see in a matchstick head. Well, the flint is. There's other things to fire. But yeah, it's very bad. And we pick it up in hair samples, tree samples, skin is very much affected, soils all around the world. And we're finding the same things all around the world. So that says this is a worldwide problem. It's not a switch in somebody's cockpit saying chemtrail on and off. That's a bunch of rubbish. It's done all by computer mixes, and there's balloon deployments. You might have cloud seeding going on. I don't know. All I know is I see a lot of cloud creation going on. Right? That's different. That's geoengineering. Like if they decided to take that cloud and make it go away, they could seed something in that cloud. Cloud seeding doesn't always make it rain. It changes the dynamic of the cloud. Okay, get that through your head. That's a definition. They even say that in that 2008 document everybody's circulating around about cloud seeding. If you look at the definition, it says it's only to change the dynamics. It's not to create the cloud. It even says it on it. Okay, so read the documents you say, hey, look, about. Because I'll own you on them. Because we got to keep honest here. There's people lives at stake, and people deserve the truth. We're being lied to enough, and we don't need to do it either. Horrendous chem over the top of you here. Where am I? Where am I? I'm in Liverpool, England, by the way, in case you're curious, and my voice comes from my heart. No, we will cancel that. Oh, FFS. You ever initial instead of swear? That might be a better idea. Oh, C word. Doesn't sound the same. Oh, yeah, look at that curve of crap around Rockhampton here. And it takes a left, everybody. No, you ain't getting down to the State House. You ain't going down there to represent yourself. Fuck you. Pay your bills, pay your taxes, vote, get no representation. And when this is your daily constitutional over you, and your constitution, if you really look hard into it, is not as honest as you say, and something's been edited out of the feed here, ladies and gentlemen. And most of us in the community suspect this to be a large device in the upper atmosphere that deploys chemical catalysts. And when we see them, we usually see more than one, and they'll all look different. That's not a glitch, all right? Or a satellite flying underneath the satellite. Because a lot of times, I can go to certain days and show you 20 and 30 of them around a storm. But that's a suspicion, but I just say there's something to feed. I'm not going to make too much of right at this moment. I got plenty of other chem bombs I could show you over here. Has it decided to behave? Not really. All right, we got good timestamp going? No. Actually, we don't. All right, I'm going to reload. Loading. How's everybody today? You can type to me. I'll look at them later. I hope everybody's okay and talking amongst each other while this is going on. Because that's important. Not enough cold, high top clouds to be yielding all that rain they said they were going to get. All right, where are the seasonings coming from to do this? All right, we're going to go right to the object here. We're going to watch this circulation come here. I'm going to lean forward. My volume might change. I've got to get a boom that's a little longer. Or I'll rig something up. I'll figure it out. Hang it from a string from the ceiling if I got to. As long as you can hear my message. Because that's what's important. All this is coming in from the sea on the low deck. So all this deployments here off of Brisbane. I'm going to look as it goes. Boom. Right there. That plume's going the wrong direction, right? All this is flowing down. That ain't moving with it, right? And there's a point, and it spreads out in a V. Well, that's telling me something's leaving a plume. Go look into that. You'll see what I'm talking about. Something went off here at the end. Right down here. Oh, I can get a little much, but lose some of the clarity then. Right here. Not a straight line there, folks, for a circulation. Something that's supposed to be circular. You know? Squares. Squares. Square forms. A rectangle is a square form. Look at the chem plumes here. Sorry about the jump ups. I'll make sure that loads. Yeah, I wonder what I do with my hotkeys. Hey, I can. That's nice. Oh, thanks for the keyboards, folks. Now you can even hit my @ symbol on it without having to cut and paste. Oh, man, that's nice. Heavy plumes out here feeding this. Look, I'm going to go forward. Just like watching a firework fizzling and just raining down in the lines here. Evenly spaced plumes. Through here. Oh, sorry. I'll get used to it. You get what you pay for, folks. You don't have to have a subscription to come here. I don't mind if you want to send a donation or something to help with my work, and you can do that at paypal.me/Robert Deutsch. ROBERTDEUTSCH. That's an interesting formation there, isn't it? In a square. What are they having, a race? And the race is on, and it looks like chem in the high stretch, chem bomb booming on the outside. EMF wave pulsing up, and everybody's gonna fall. This is horrendous. Going the wrong way, man. That shit should be going that way, not that way. Geoengineering, right in front of you. Right? Cloud creation and manipulation of the weather going on out here where all your moisture's coming from. Right? This is off the coast. There's Mackay, the spin devil. Is oblong like this. Your circulation's actually shaped like an egg. See it? It's a squarulation. It's a spinning square. Like when you spin a I've always wanted to use one of those old spin arts where you spin the paper and you put the paint on it. Well, if you spin it enough, it'll look circular, but it isn't. When you stop it, you still see the square. Yeah, that's a bunch of crap just went over you. Let's slow that down. Boom, right there at the end. Look at that shit. Those are chem bombs right there going off the coast of Mackay. Boom, boom! Right there. An eraser. Shoo! I got an idea. Let's take the sunshine away. These people over here need some sunshine. They need some good news from me for a change. For fuck's sake! And all these floodwaters are racing down the Northern Rivers catchment towards the usual suspects. Right? This is not good. This is a really long catchment, and it's headed towards you, Lismore. Yep, and I'm not afraid to tell you. Chicken shits. The unlucky country this year, that's for fucking sure. I just don't see a lucky country. It's about as unlucky as you could get. It's lucky I gave you a warning. The way you guys bully me all the time. Though there have been some kind people, I've topped a lot of abuse just because I gave a weather forecast that I didn't even share. I gave it to a friend that lived in an area on their messenger, right? I don't put things in groups or seek sensationalism. I don't go on my YouTube and say, here's the link, here's the link. I know the universe is going to put the warning underneath the eyes of those it wants to save. Because some people, I think the universe doesn't want to save when they think it's okay to do this over an ocean with animals in it that aren't human. To make a decision that affects all this life. I don't think that kind of attitude deserves to continue on. Or even breathe sometimes. Because it just continues. Or that people have to learn to give a fuck. What was that sudden brightness there in the center of that cloud? Something went off at the top. So analyze these images. This is satview.bom.gov.au. This is your weather site. Why does a guy in Liverpool have to be on your weather site to show you your weather? And this is all the moisture being generated and kept alive to come back to you, to affect you, to make this look more fierce. This has to fill in. So here goes the chem bombs to do it. Yes, Strato Cruiser 1. Could you drop one over here? Yes, thank you very much. Would you tell Colors on Air to fly blah blah flight pattern? Yes, thank you. Send Chem Bomber 2 over. It ain't done like that. They'll have balloons and it'll be up there doing some monitoring. They'll have payloads and some scientist thinks it's doing something else and the computer says, okay, let's modify the weather. Let's run a perturbation experiment. Boom, just went out over there. I'll hold it still. Sorry about that. But if you got handshakes as bad as I do from years of flying and breathing this crap and the lifestyle, you're right there. You got chem bomb exploding. Exploding. Boom! That one went off, then that one went off. And well, now I'm going to go off in a minute because this shit just streams in over Brisbane, streams in over the northern rivers, meets this air coming from the north, right here, the south of you. I said the north because I'm from the northern hemisphere. That's colder, and that meets that down there. And well, you might as well blow taps. It's not going to go good. And then they're not being accurate with the rainfall forecast. But I am. So I'm going to continue. My voice is about gone. Something got blown out over here. It's important we document this. This is a crime. This is not an experiment. This is an attack. And if you plan to have a peaceful protest, and every time there's a weather event over your city, the statistical anomaly becomes a questionable thing that needs looking into. How about a royal inquiry? I hear those yield stalling tactics. Justice or something that's just ice and cold. I don't see justice much for us anyhow. Unless you got to pay for a better lawyer than they got. Endless wallets are doing this to us. Enjoy your smart cities full of dumbed down people looking at their phones and saying, it's impossible to do this on that scale. You know what's impossible? Nothing is impossible. There's just things to do. That is a weird chem bomb there. Keeps drawing my attention. Starts about here. I'm going to grab it. All right, stop. All right, it's right there. It's in 3 explosion. Boom, boom, boom. Let's back it up. All right, 6:10 p.m. British Standard. It's in its full, and you got edge, and so you had 3 of them interfere with each other. Isn't that an interesting explosion pattern? Another one here. Science. This is very unsettling science, actually. This unsettles me watching this happen. And I will unsettle something that's never supposed to be settled, that's for sure. We're supposed to question things in science, and the day we stop questioning things, like, why does these things look like kids' drawings of houses over here, and instead of a puffy cloud? That's just weird. I can't wait to hear the official excuse from the Bureau of Morons about that, because they're a Bureau of Morons. They can't even get a weather forecast right. And they say, where's your degree to me? And I'll say, well, my degree of accuracy is really good. What's this? They're serving tea now off the coast there? Is it tea time? Yeah, you guys are going to cop it. I even had that line in the newspaper. They stole my shit again. Really. That's just rubbing salt in the wound. You see a newspaper say, the Northern Rivers is going to... And people giving me shit for using the word. Oh my. Here we go. Let's look at this low that's only at 1009, right? It is not super duper low. Still ain't. Not enough to be doing what it's doing. And is this wins? Yes. Thunder. So we'll go back up a couple frames. And here you go. I'm going to roll your week while I step up and have a drink of water. Yeah, I've done watched this map roll so many freaking times. About burned it in my head. Now, let's look at the pressures again. Yeah, they're fighting. And it's opened up a corridor here. And there's the pump. That's, it's stuck on that while I got my rusty tap water. I ain't got no water purifiers and all this shit you people got. You ever been homeless a bunch of times? You ain't getting nothing but carry-on bag suitcase to live out of. You should try it, though. It's so liberating. In New Zealand, you got a little something coming through. High pressure storms. 996. Not super low. Tight isobars, though. It's very tight. She's tight. The hell of a girl. The nonsensical high. Over this mountain range, it's really high altitude. It's automatically going to be cool. All right, here she... And it never stopped over you here. Never stopped. Let's say that again. Oh, Lizzie, what a pity they don't understand. When they flood it over there, you take it over there. That's fucked up, man. Look at this shit. Coming Monday, my time, 8 in the morning. It'll give you at about 6 o'clock at night, Monday, your time. It's just a boomer. It doesn't look like a long, sustained storm. But, with this like this, that line can move over here at any time. They're fighting. With them this close, how they keep maintaining these pressures, the odds of this is just phenomenal to have 2 tick-off storms all the time around you, creating this particular flow. This is weirdness. I'm telling you, this is unheard of. This is geoengineering, the use of atmospheric heaters or catalysts that are hot when they have their chemical reaction with moisture. And see that pinch? As soon as they pinch like that, that was done. So that is going to be forced apart. That's just riding, leaving room for this baby to come on down. And she will. I'll show you a bit in New Zealand right there. I'm going to take pressure off. It might run a little quicker. My voice is about shot. I mean, really. In between doing these forecasts with y'all, you're not aware of it. I do podcasts as well. The other day, I think I did 4 hours of stuff. There's something going on over here. I'm going to roll this. So look at the heavy storms coming through there on Wednesday, your time. Shall we see when they came in? Since you're not going to get a decent weather forecast off your television, I'll do it. Just put me on your television. I'll be your TV weatherman. Whether you like it. That's actually a long, sustained event. That storm there over here. Hang on, I'm going to zoom in. Yeah. All right, danger, danger, warning, warning. Might get the word out to these folks. Let's do that. This is a sustained event. Blech. So it'll all happen within 5 days. I don't know the lay of your land, really. See, that's why I'm able to do the other side of Australia so well, because I've driven around it. I don't know your catchments. You're going to have to do your determinants like I've been showing you. And you will start giving warnings yourself. You will. You'll learn to do this. Please learn to do this. I can't stay up every hour of the day. Shit's killing me. I'm fighting cancer. You don't know this. I'm going to win it, too. I'm in natural cures. No, I don't want to hear what you want me to do. I'm doing my own thing. So I get tired. I don't milk for funding or any of that crap for it because I'm beaten. It's like when you put air in a tire. So I'm not going to get into that right now. That's a lot of rain there. A lot of rain. Hey, Rod, you going out there? Well, you'll be back by Monday, won't you? Yeah, you'll be back for that. Oh, they're just putting the tip in now. That's a hell of a river of moisture sitting on. That ain't even a river, man. That just got moved. They pushed that down there. That's like throwing a bucket at you and say, hey, look, it's a river of bucket because they dipped it in the river before they threw it on you. Get out of here to your ice bucket challenge bullshit. Bundaberg. That ain't a bucket of Bundaberg going over the top of you because them people be out there with their mouths open. And if you don't like that Bundaberg drink, man, what is wrong with you? This shit's good, man. I miss the hell out of it. It's too expensive here. I can't afford it. Ooh. The poor whales. Well, they can go up there and have a shower. They'll be sticking their fins up, wash under their fin pit and all that. You know, this stuff is going out there blowholes too, you know. There's whales all out here. There's this beautiful spot here to watch. Some of the best filming I've ever seen of whales comes out here. You want to go whale watching, this is where you do it. This is where they teach baby whales to be whales, the big ones. They're fucking cool as shit. You'll see all their behaviors out there. Wonderful vibration in the water, too. Never forget how warm it was. Miss it. Anyways, I digress. Right, moisture over 5 days for you guys. Bullshit. You see that there? You don't think that can't sling down in one motion of EMF? Why is this all this in a square instead of a circulation? This is geoengineering. Right, I'll know more about that accumulation by then. We'll just worry about tomorrow. Right, I've already showed you a storm coming through. And they say it ain't going to be a lot. But all this from up here runs down here. And they've already had their bad day. A real bad one, too. This is not good. I'm going to show you what some of the other folks say. And they all say that's going to get it. They got yours going up farther north. Why did that go that way when I did it? This new mouse is funny. Access says the whole coastline's fucked. And I'm more in agreement with this outside move. I think we're going to see a little bit of all these. That I do not agree with at all. That's up for the 5 day. Actually, the flows are wrong. No way. It's just no fucking way. Hang on. I'm about to have a big disagreement with the weather plan. Like I did before. Right. Let's look at where they move this moisture. It's down in that track. It has to come here and around as this moves. Right, I'm going to watch this. This is interesting, actually, for me. How are they going to shoot it across the country? They're holding it. That's a pretty sustained event for you guys over here. This storm shouldn't be here at all, in all fairness. But I know what they're doing. I bet I got Higgins on his hands right now going, oh my God, I don't know what to put on my page tomorrow. Relax, dude. I'm not going to tell you. Till you buy me a cup of coffee, or at least have the balls to fucking message me. I didn't make that meme that's going around, by the way, because I would have drawn a penis like you did. And a stick man. High pressure, there should be no rain here, right? That's just, it shouldn't be there. But the maps have got it incredibly different. How the hell could this, the England, UK, and Europe says this is the European model. The European model is usually pretty good. They never fucking get it right here because I fuck with them with harmonizers and mess their weather up. There's devices that can alter the weather, and they're not the only ones that have them. I'm trying to do a 10-day determine, actually. I think you deserve that. Okay, now your coast is copping about. Well, you needed some rain down here. That's going to be a big player for the week after this. My God, you guys are set up for every bit of two going on to near 3 weeks of these events. That's extremely volatile. I actually think you're going to calm down over here. The only thing bothering me is this pressure line. That's the end of the week next week. Don't panic. We do have to think about things sometimes. There's a lot of factors going on here. Right, here's the call. Heavy rains through Brisbane. Heavy rains through the northern rivers, and that line will extend further south over and through Byron. I'll say it. Ballina. You're going to get it. It's going to be a bit heavier than this. You're going to get most of yours is going to be wash. There's a lot of moisture out here that if it rained while it was out at sea, would not come in here, you know. All these people with all these weather devices trying to alter the weather over their house don't even think logically and say, hey, you know, if I make that rain there right now, there would be none to come over. But, you know, that's just too simple, isn't it? Yeah, this is not good for you guys. This is a Soggy Bottom Boys weekend again. In constant sorrow all through his days, because the man can bombs tomorrow. I get trouble all my days. Fucking hell, guilty graft and finally getting a rain over the top of it like you needed it after getting flooded. Coffs Harbor. Again. And out to sea it goes. And that's when you should get your break. That's where you get your break. Here. There should be a break. My time, actually, just after when the rallies were due to end. But remember, these rivers are running during these breaks. Don't think I should just go do everything. Plan your journeys well. Contact people. Watch for being around the bends. Assume there's going to be a landslide coming down your highways, right? Looks like you're going to get a break, and that's the best news I've been wanting to tell you guys. I was hoping I was going to come on here and tell you guys that tonight. Whew, that's good to hear. You get a break. You get a chance to react before your next round. So take that time, because she's coming behind. That's what I think. Yep. That's what I say about that. Anyways, keep yourself safe. Do what you got to do. Otherwise, it's going to get done to you. Right? If you leave stuff behind, it's left behind. But a lot of what's coming down river during these storms here that are going to affect the northern rivers is, as I zoom in here, on... is that tomorrow? I'm losing track of days is how often I'm doing it. Yeah, it is. Saturday at 2300 my time will be, that's about 11 o'clock in the morning on Sunday. That's going to be all awash. If it's already at a higher stage of flooding now, then you're in danger. I don't know the current conditions down here yet today. I ain't got my to my messages, and my people ain't thrown me my films yet. So I'm gonna put up a thread like I did the other day, and people, please put your local conditions on it. And when I get enough of them, I'll go live and show them, and then you guys can see what's going on during your day. Okay? All right. Keep safe, people. And again, if you care to support my work, That is nice. Look on my wall. There's a link. Or use PayPal forward. I got it wrong. It's paypal.me/Robert Deutsch. But the most important thing is these people need to keep safe. Watch yourself. There's a lot of washouts, right? This isn't cool through here. No, I'm not going to do a town off tonight. That really lowers me to do that. All these creeks are going to be overflowing and rushing. Be very careful. Don't become a statistical death from geoengineering on this planet. Because enough is enough. Okay, big love, people. Keep safe. Peace.